It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Project 2025 would dismantle democracy as we know it.
He says, "You're not going to be a dictator, are you?" I said, "No, no, no, other than day one."
Is a vision of implementing a startlingly authoritarian form of the U.S. government.
Same thing with the unions. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden, they're making more money than the people that own the company.
Do you do larger cuts, corporate cuts?
Yeah, I was planning on doing it. In fact,
You believe in punishment for abortion, yes or no, as a principle?
there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
What's at stake here is democracy itself. It's now Donald Trump's party. And if he's elected, the consequences will be catastrophic.
such a flagrant, toxic narcissist that he wants to take down the entire democratic system with him if he goes.
And I didn't need little Bruce Springsteen and all of these people.
Are you surprised that he's trash talking you after all this time?
Not really.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. The stewardship of the nation has been thrown away to somebody who doesn't have a clue as to what that means.
Bruce Springsteen, we have a much bigger crowd than Bruce Springsteen, right? Much bigger. Hillary got Bruce Springsteen, I'll never forget. And the place was pretty full. Not full like our places are full, and I don't have a guitar. I don't have a guitar.
It was okay. It was so worth it. There is no one you would rather go to a Springsteen concert in Jersey with than him. Than that guy. Brooks.
For me, the transformational piece of music was Bruce Springsteen's The River.
Okay.
Which is a journey. You know all the tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm that guy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Truck and John.
Hello. Hopefully the mic is on. Hopefully you guys can hear me today. See, I don't even have to be here. You guys can just do the show by yourselves. I could just do an empty chair show. Anyhow, I hope you guys can hear me. Give me a thumbs up or a wave or something. Let me know the mic is on this time. Not like last time. And in the meantime, I'm going to say hi to everybody. It looks like Roxanne was first. I don't believe it's letting me scroll all the way back up to the top for some reason. So, but I do believe I saw Roxanne in there first and a bunch of other folks. And now, I see Jolie's there. Walter Makarovich. Hello, Walter. Good to see you. Like I said, I think it's not letting me scroll all the way to the top, so I might be missing a lot of people that were in here earlier. But But that's just the way it is. It's the way it is. Got a thumbs up from Jolie, so I guess that means the sound is okay. Josh is here. Hey, good to see Josh. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge this morning. And Tamara Price is here. Hey, Tamara, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Izolda Zinn's here. Good to see Izolda. Now, I think I was trying to multicast again today to Twitch. I don't think it is going on Twitch right now because apparently I was signed out. I was trying to sign back in, and it was just, time was running out. So I don't believe I'm on Twitch right now, but maybe on the next show. I don't know. Teresa's here. Good to see Teresa. Thanks for being here. Fancy's here. Good morning, Fancy. Just scrolling down, seeing who's here. Delta Dawn. Good to see Delta Dawn. Thanks for joining us here in the Driver's Lounge. Tim Farrell, one of our resident Tims, is here. Good to see Tim. Thanks for being here. Let's see here. Yeah, Fancy says Trucker John's missing. I was missing. I was making coffee, and I didn't time it right, so I went and I was just putting my coffee together when the thing ended. Let's see here now. I do have a bit of a runny nose again. I apologize for these images of wiping of the nose. I know it's not so great. Jackie's here. Hello, Jackie. Good to see you. All right. All the usual suspects are here. Cian's here from the Netherlands. Good to see Cian. Thanks for being here. Fancy has gifted a membership right off the bat. Thank you so much, Fancy. And Teresa was gifted that membership. Thank you so much. That's a great way to support the show, and I appreciate it always, as always. So thanks for that. All right, so here I am. My little show card. You can see I'm sort of, it's sort of like this, a little something like that. And I know that this happened a while ago now, a few weeks ago, where we hit 3,000. But I just wanted to, I don't know if I actually ever properly announced it or talked about it. So here we are at 3,000. I just want to thank everyone for being here. It's because of you guys liking, subscribing, and sharing the show out that the show is growing. So I just want to say a special thanks to all y'all, loyal supporters of the show, who watch and you comment and you hit the share button. That all helps. It all helps. It helps us grow and get more and more out there, putting us out there. So I just want to say thanks to all you guys out there for all your support. I do appreciate it. Hey, Michael McAndrews is a member for 5 months. Well, thank you, Michael McAndrews, for being a long-time member. Oh boy! And you guys can hear me, right? Yeah, I already got a thumbs up, I guess, from Jolie, so you guys can hear me. I'm just a little paranoid because last show I did the first half hour with the mic off, but it was just that mic that was working on the phone, and but I'm pretty sure this mic is on today. We got the green light. Plugged in, and I don't think you're hearing the air conditioning that just now shut off. So, all right. Cia says hello, everybody. Sorry, had just the left hand free, so it took a while. Carrie C is here. Were you? I made it. Hi, everybody. Hello, Carrie C. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. We're just getting started. I'm just going through all the hellos. It is now already 9:25 a.m. in the Pacific time zone here in lovely Las Vegas, Nevada. It's already 89 degrees. We're supposed to reach a high of 107 degrees. We are setting records here in Las Vegas, the kind of records that I really don't like all that well, as far as we set a record for being the hottest summer on record here in Las Vegas. Our hottest summer, and our summers are hot enough as it is, and we broke it by about, I think, over 3 degrees. So that's huge. And this has been a long summer, long hot summer. The 100 degrees temperatures came early, and they're staying late. It looks like we have at least another week of triple digits temperatures here, which is unusual. I know people just think, oh, it's the desert, it's always hot, but that's not true. Usually about this time of the year, we should be, under 100 degrees. We should be in the mid to upper 90s for our daytime highs. And here we are today, 107. And it's been this way this whole week, around 104, 105. Today, 107. So, global warming. Here we go. Cian says, going to give my son fruit and listen, and after I will come. Okay, lovely. All right, Cian. We'll be here. We'll probably still be here, so do your thing. Robert Perez is here. Says, top of the morning to Trucker John and all you beautiful Democratic voters out and about. Good morning to you, Robert. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the good old Driver's Lounge. So yeah, let's see. Everyone's saying hi. So yeah, it's hot here. We've got some hot temperatures, but it is what it is, I guess. What can I say? It is what it is. Hopefully we can get before it's too late, before we reach the point of no return, hopefully we can start really investing in green renewable energies, getting our addiction to fossil fuels taken care of and disposed of. And even if that means, you do it kind of chunk by chunk. I don't expect we do it all in one day, but we do it segment by segment. Every little bit can help, So hopefully we'll, and I don't really see the Republicans getting on board with that anytime soon. That's why I always say, vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. So if you're really into addressing climate change and getting us off of fossil fuels and getting into green renewables, then you should be voting blue, right? That's just one of the things, Walter McCover says, NFL's season is here. Trucker John, I know one thing, very disappointed to see Patrick Mahomes' wife supporting Trump. What I say is go Ravens tonight. I didn't hear about that. I don't even know who Patrick Mahomes' wife is. I don't think I've ever seen her before. Whatever, Rams play the Lions in a rematch of last year's, divisional series game, or was it the championship game? Right. Or that led to the championship game. So yeah, but it's a rematch of that last playoff game that the Rams were in last year, and they lost to Detroit. It was really a close game, heartbreaking game. Good. It was a good game, I guess, but if you're a Rams fan, it wasn't a good game because we lost. And it was the last game of Aaron Donald's career, which bums me out because I think Aaron Donald could be playing, but he just has lost the will to play any longer. So who am I to judge? But I'm sure he had 2 or 3 more seasons left in him physically. I guess just not mentally. But yeah, NFL's here. We're starting the season off, and I like the NFL. I like watching the games, and I know there's a lot of people in here probably that don't. They don't like sports in general. They particularly don't like the NFL. But hey, whatever, man. We all do our thing. I don't like the ballet. So there. Take that. But anyhow, we all have our things that we'd like to do and watch. Fancy says she is high school sweetheart. I don't know. Oh, his sweetheart. I don't. Oh, the Mahomes thing. Yeah, I don't know about her. I don't really care about her now. And now that I know that she's just supporting Trump, I would care even less if I even knew who she was. Josh says, how about vote blue so we never have to listen to Orange Jackass again? I like that. It doesn't quite rhyme, but, I was trying to find something that would rhyme. But that's it. I do like that. I like the sentiment. James Williams is here. James says, how about latest indictments from DOJ? I was reading up on some of that, and I thought that was really cool because, I've been talking about, this Russian disinformation campaigns, influence campaigns. Trucker John right here has been talking about that a lot over the last few years. And this is just another indication of that. And it's finally coming to fruition as far as meeting justice, I think. This RT and some of these outlets, and if you wonder why, how does a Tim Pool or whatever, make millions of dollars and have millions of followers? It's all set up. This is all set up. It's all paid for by Russia and RT and things like that. And yeah, I hope they come down hard. They're going to come down for Rumble next. I think they're going to. There's more indictments to come, more to come to this case, and I think it really exposes the outside influence, and mainly of Russia and their surrogates or whatever. So yeah, I say go for it, man. Go for it hard. Take those mofos down. Expose them for the Russia-loving commies that they are. And it's kind of funny. I was just thinking. I was listening to something maybe on Hal's show, and he was playing something that Trump said, and how Trump calls sometimes he calls Kamala Harris Comrade Harris. He'll say comrade. And so my thought was, well, isn't comrade when he says that, isn't that like a Russia reference? Like he's accusing her of being Russian or something? And doesn't Trump and maggots, don't they love Russia now? I thought they were all in on Russia. So, inferring that someone is like Russian is that even a pejorative anymore? At least for the maggots? I thought they loved Russia. So, just another one of Trump's inconsistencies, to say the least. Robert Perez says, the AC in my 2009 Nissan Versa never worked and melt when I start driving. That sucks. That really sucks. Hey, Janelle Walker's here. Janelle, good to see you. Thanks for being here. In the old driver's lounge. Janelle is driving, doing errands. As old as then, vote blue, flush orange poo. Guys, I really like my vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. I don't know why you guys keep rejecting that. Vote blue for all that's dear to you. That's how it goes. Vote blue for all that's dear to you. Why do you guys reject that? I think that's it rhymes. It's pithy. Is that the word, pithy? It's almost bumper sticker length, but it might be a bit long. You might have to do some small font on it. But I don't know. You guys are rejecting my my deal, man. Vote blue for all that's dear to you. I think it works. I think it's great. I think it's probably worthy of praise. and things of this nature. Walter McCarver says Fox News, Newsmax, RSBN all belong to Putin. Yeah, there's going to be some more up to that case, and we're going to hear more names come out. I think more news outlets or whatever that have Russia backing, and we're going to see how massive this what was it, Operation I've said it before in the show, I forget what they were calling it now, Operation Overlord. No, it was something about, just overtaking the airwaves with their disinformation. Hey, Jupiter Judy's here. Good morning, truckers. Good morning back at you. Good to see Jupiter Judy in the driver's lounge. Thanks for being here. Delta Don says, William says it's a communist reference. Pathetic. Well, but even though supposedly Russia is democratic now, they are very very authoritarian, ruled by Putin, and I don't know. It just seems like a real kind of, I don't know, double standard or double take on that by Trump. Don says MATA, M-A-T-A, MATA. Oh, Make America Trumpless Again. Oh, there we go. Has that one been already done yet? Already, I don't know. Make America Trumpless Again. I don't think so. I think you might be the original on that, Delta Don. You might have something going there. James Williams says, I have been warning everyone that will listen for years now. This is just the tip of the spear. Americans don't think they are at war with Russia, but Russia is at war with us. Absolutely. Russia wants to take us down. They want to take us down. Don't ever forget that. You're so right on that, James. Russia is not our friend. I mean, we entered the Cold War. We've tried détente, I guess, or whatever. We've tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. We've tried, we've tried to see if they can usher in democracy. They've failed miserably by, electing Putin, and now he's like a dictator for life there. And they have really stepped up their efforts to take us down, and by first of all, helping Donald Trump get elected in 2016. I believe without Russian interference, that wouldn't have happened. So yeah, they're no friend of ours. They really aren't. Midas Kevin Anderson is here. Good to see Midas Kevin. Midas Kevin says, and in Russia, comrade means friend, so calling her comrade would mean he likes her, yet he says there's no way she can ever be black. Anyhow, I was just trying to read it, verbatim. Carol Alana's here. Hey, Carol, good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. Carol says, howdy all. Late joining. Just caught your slogan, TJ. I like it. The vote blue for all that's dear to you. Thank you. I got one supporter on that. Thank you very much, Carol. Roxanne says, it is very nice. Trucker John. Oh, see, I'm a little behind in the chat, so I think you guys are just responding to my vote blue for all that's dear to you. I got 2 votes in my favor, at least. Steve says, Jupiter Judy, hey there. Let me skip on down here. Andrew Petrie's here. Andrew says, hello, folks. Congrats on the 3K. Do we all get Xmas cards? Ooh. Maybe a virtual one? Maybe that I can send out electronically? Will that suffice? But thanks for being here. Regardless, nevertheless, thanks for being here. Andrew Petrie, hello, folks. Congrats. Oh, I just read that. I just read it, and I'm reading it again. Mattis Kevin says, Marasa, make Republicans sappy again. How about just make Republicans go away again? I don't know. Bagoa. I don't know. Make Republicans. That would be that'd be Michael McAndrew says fake democracies are not good. Yeah, right. And Russia is a fake democracy. Absolutely. They are an autocracy. They are oligarchical in a way. Although all the oligarchs are pretty much owned by Putin, set up by Putin, and are afraid of Putin. So yeah, it's pretty much a dictatorship over there. James Williams says, Russia, Russia, Russia. Sound familiar? Bill Barr has a lot to answer for. Yeah, that whole crew has a whole lot to answer for still. And I think most of them are going to go to prison. Like, well, I think Trump's going to go to prison. I think Meadows will go to prison. I mean, there's going to be a lot. It just takes a long time, but I think we're going to see some justice on this. And Jack Smith is coming down hard too. So I think we are going to see justice as far as getting Trump in prison and some of his lackeys and handlers or whatever. Let's see. Walter McCurry, no word from NRA on school shooting yesterday. Why? Well, because, I guess there's only so many times they can come out and say, the best way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. We need an assault weapons ban. Let's do that. Vote blue for all that's dear to you. And another thing that's dear to me is making schools safer and making our society safer. We average over 100 gun shooting deaths a day. Over 100, 118, I think it was, that I heard. And that's not acceptable. And when we had a 10-year assault weapons ban, we saw mass shootings go down. We saw it go down. And I don't hear about people say that that's not correlation or whatever. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck all that bullshit. We had an assault weapons ban for 10 fucking years, and the mass shootings went down markedly, in huge numbers. So I think we need to bring that back. And I know that Kamala Harris has said that she's for, I'm pretty sure, you guys can call me out on this, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've heard Kamala Harris say that she is in favor of an assault weapons ban. So if you hold your kids dear to you, vote blue. I try to get a rhyme in there. I'm trying to get you and blue in there, but I may have paused at the wrong spot. James Williams says, Paul Manafort was Putin's pit bull. Where is he in all this? Well, Trump pardoned him. He was in jail. Paul Manafort was in prison. He got convicted of a bunch of shit, and then Trump pardoned his ass. Andrew Petrie says, nice head on Tim Pool, idiot. Has a wife and kids. Or maybe she's wide, I don't know. Play dirty with Russia. Was the money worth it? Have fun in jail. Yeah, they lock his ass up. Lock them all up. Carol, didn't the NRA go bankrupt? I mean, they may have filed for bankruptcy, but that doesn't mean that they're out of business necessarily if they're reorganizing. But it wasn't Lapierre, whatever the fuck his name was. Ended up, wasn't he spending a lot of the money on yachts and shit like that? Misdirecting funds. Seha's here. Seha, hey, good to see you. Thanks for being here, Seha. Thanks for joining us here in the Driver's Lounge today. Always good to see Seha here. Seha. I think I'm saying Seha right. Hopefully. Walter McCavery says, yeah, they're so despicable they can't even do that. Robert Perez, voting blue is the common sense thing to do. There you go. That's a good one. I think vote blue for all that's dear to you is still the best. I mean, I'm gonna toot my own horn until there ain't no tooting left or something. I don't know. Roxanne says they should. Carol, I think they are keeping a low profile at the moment. Well, I know the NRA was having some problems because they were a lot of funds are being misspent by Wayne LaPierre, I think, and others probably. Delta Don says, I can't understand how Russia, China, etc. leaders don't see the incredible benefits their citizens would have if they would become our allies rather than enemies. I am naive, but still. Well, yeah, you're right. It's like, why? It's because some of these people, whatever the fuck his name is, in China. I know that sounded incredibly racist, but fuck China. Fuck China and fuck Russia. Fuck them. And Putin, they're on incredible power trips. Egomaniacal, this is what happens when you have egomaniacal leadership. They don't see that. They only see what they want. They're sociopaths, just like Trump. And that's why we have to do everything in our power to make sure that Donald Trump never gets into the White House ever again. We don't need an egomaniacal sociopath in the White House ever again. We did that for 4 years. I think most of us have learned our lesson, but we can't go back. We just can't go back. I love that saying. We're not going back, and that's one of the things. We cannot go back to this egomaniacal sociopath of Donald Trump in the White House. We cannot do it. As old as Zen says, those pigs don't want to fund mental health care either. Right. They don't want to do anything that will help with lowering gun deaths. Josh says MAGA sooner wants a public schools ban. Yeah, they don't like anything. They want everything privatized. Carol Alana says, no place in America for weapons of war. My dear Marine hubby was aghast that they were sold to civilians. Right. And that's what Tim Walz said. And then people are trying to say, hey, all this stolen valor bullshit. But it wasn't. He was just trying to make a point about these weapons of war should not be in the hands of civilians. And he is really, 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 really right about that. Seha says, Trucker John, being silly like Trucker John does a better way to fix a bad guy with a gun is me, a tank. Yeah, that's right. You were a tank guy. You were a tank operator in the service. So there you go. Yeah, just bring your tank out. Whip that bad boy out. Michael Andrews says, F the gun nuts. Now, here's one of the Liz Cheney, good to see yesterday at Duke University. Country before party, vote blue no matter who. Yes. I was going to get a clip of that, and I didn't. I wasn't able to do that. But I do have this nice little meme here. I'm not sure if I edited it down or not. I guess I didn't crop it, did I? But there it is. Uncropped version, I think it is. But we can see this little deal here. I'll just put that up there. Liz Cheney, she's coming on over. I've been, show after show after show. I've been, there was Adam Kinzinger, the mayor of Mesa, Arizona. Republican after Republican after Republican has come out and said they're going to vote for Kamala Harris. And as much as I might disagree with Liz Cheney on her views about reproductive choice and things like that, I'm happy I'll take her vote. Even John McCain's son And John McCain, longtime Republican senator from Arizona, long time, big Republican. Their whole family are Republicans. And John McCain's son, I believe his name is Tim, was either yesterday or the day before or whatever, in the recent few days here, has come out and said he's voting for, not only is he voting for Kamala Harris, but he changed his registration from Republican to Democrat. That's really cool. He went the whole, he didn't just do like Liz Cheney and said, oh, you know, I'll vote for Kamala, which is great. And then I think it's great, but she's not changing her party anytime soon. I guess Tim McCain, if that's his name, I shouldn't say it if I'm not sure 100%, but John McCain's son, coming from this, you know, big Republican party, but big Republican family, where they're all, I'm pretty sure they're all, you know, they're all Republicans, the daughters, the wife, and everything of John McCain. And his son comes out, and not only does he pledge his support or announce his support for Kamala Harris, but he says, I've changed my party. I'm out of the Republican Party, and I've registered as a Democrat. That is awesome. And if this is any indication of, you know, what's going all through the electorate, all across the country, then I think Trump is in for a shellacking in November. And I know. We hate to say it, because we don't want to get complacent. We don't want to get where people are like, oh, I don't need to vote. Look, guys, we all got to vote. I don't understand the mentality, anyhow, of thinking you don't have to vote or you can sit out an election. If you're a registered voter and you give a damn about this country, you voted in every fucking election. You don't sit any elections out. There's no sitting out an election. This one or the next one or anyone. You don't sit out elections. And it's not like voting is so goddamn difficult. It's not. I think maybe some people, maybe it has something to do with being, I don't know, anal retentive? I don't know. Where they think that in order to vote, they have to be an expert on every subject, on every candidate, on every judge position, or every county district supervisor position, or every proposition. If you have propositions, like California, we had propositions. Other states, they call them referendums, or they call them question. Like here in Nevada, I think they say question. They don't say proposition. They say question 3. Like here we have question 3. Speaking of question 3 here in Nevada, if there's any people in Nevada who watch this, I want you to know that I am against question 3. And question 3 basically is wanting to make our primary a jungle primary, and I'm against that. They did it in They did that in California, and I don't like it. They've done it in some other states. I don't like jungle primaries. I don't like this bullshit argument that a closed primary takes away the vote of independents or whatever. If you want to be a fucking independent, then you don't get to fucking choose my nominee of my party that I'm in. Fuck you, you fucking independents. You get to vote during the general election. And if you want to vote in a primary so goddamn much, then grow some balls and fucking join a party. There, I said it. So all you Nevadans out there, I'm just going to say here, make it official. Trucker John does not endorse question 3. Trucker John is against Trucker 3. I see Trucker 3. I don't know about Trucker 3. Trucker 3 is probably okay. I don't know. Against question 3. I totally am opposed to that. And I really believe that is like a Trojan horse thing. I believe that is Republicans. I believe that's a Republican. It might not be, you know, outwardly endorsed by Republicans, but I think that's like a Republican thing, like a Trojan horse thing, where they're trying to trick people into thinking that this is some sort of progressive thing or whatever, and it's not. Jungle primaries are shit. So all you Nevadans out there, vote no on 3. All right. All right, back to the chat. Carol Alana says, John McCain's son, another fine Marine, now a Democrat convert. Was he a Marine? Maybe he was a Marine, but I thought I saw where he was like Army National Guard now. So I don't know if he went from Marines to that or whatever, but anyhow, he's a serviceman, in the service. So Fancy says Arizona is going to go blue. Let's see, they are already kind of blue. They got a blue governor, the Democratic governor, and they've got Mark Kelly as senator. Sinema was a Democrat, and then she went independent. Josh says he was independent. Who was fucking independent? Oh, was the son independent? He wasn't a Republican? Well, my point is he came from a Republican family. And then he wasn't a registered Democrat. And now he's a registered Democrat, according to what he said. But yeah, Arizona going blue. I think Gallegos is going to win. He better win. Come on, the people of Arizona. Why would you even consider fucking Carrie Lake? Oh my God, can you imagine? She's another one that probably deserves to be in jail for her part in working with Trump. But I think that we're going to get Gallegos, and we'll have Kelly. They're Democrats, as far as, and then the governor's Democrat. As far as the U.S. representatives, I don't know what the breakdown is on that. But yeah, and I'm old enough to remember when Arizona used to be pretty much reliably blue. I think back in the 80s, they seemed to have a lot of Democrats, if I remember correctly. And I can remember when Texas was pretty much blue. Like they had Ann Richards was the governor, and Florida used to be kind of blue. Isn't it weird? So I don't know if we're going to get Florida and Texas back anytime soon. I think we've got Arizona pretty good shot. But who knows, man? Who knows? The way things are swinging. Let's see. Carolina says, I'd love to know how many registered Republicans will actually vote for Kamala. 20%? That'd be a way. Oh, 20% I think would be huge. I mean, that's a huge number. And I don't know if there's any data on that or not at this point. But yeah, like you say, that would be a huge blue wave. Fancy says the hardest part of voting is all the judges. Yeah, that is kind of hard. And what I do is I try to Google them, try to get an idea, what I can find on Google and what comes up on there. If you have any Democratic voting guides, sometimes they can help you with that too. Jimmy McCain, not Jimmy, not Timmy. Jimmy, but yeah. But it was cool to hear that this guy, this young man, from a very Republican family, whose father was pretty big deal. He ran for president against Barack Obama, and maybe if he'd made a better VP choice, he might have won. Who knows? But so I just thought that was a pretty big deal. Carol says, Trucker John, never thought about cross-country primary votes that way. Good point. You're talking about the jungle primary? Carol, Sinema from Arizona is such a wacko disappointment. Yeah, she was a disappointment, but I'm glad she won. I'm glad she beat. She was running against another woman, a Republican woman, at that time, and I don't remember her name, but she was pretty much a maggot, I think, or at least hardcore Republican. And so I'm glad Sinema won, but I am disappointed at how she became such a fucking sellout. I don't really understand that. I don't know why she did that. She didn't really. What was the point? I mean, why do that? I don't understand. I really don't understand it. Sinema's deal, but hopefully she'll be going away, and we'll have Gallegos in there. Minus Kevin says, Carol, cinema's reel has run out. Laughing out loud. I like cinema. Stephanie B2. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Hope you're doing okay this morning. Carol says, early Democrats equal kind of racist party, the Dixiecrats. In the 60s, why I was a Republican at first, then after Nixon, been Dem ever since. Yeah, the Dixiecrats, but see, they weren't the entire party. I don't think the entire Democratic Party was racist. Certainly the Dixiecrats were. And that's why as soon as was it Civil Rights Act was voted on and put into place, they all switched to the Republican Party, I believe. The Dixiecrats, I'm trying to get this out. The Dixiecrats, after the Civil Rights Act was enacted, I'm pretty sure they all switched to being Republicans. I was only 4 or 5 at the time, so forgive me. But there are things called books, I suppose I could read. Carol, cinema sellout. Money. Yeah, but still, I still don't get it. I guess that's what it is. Richard watching from Australia, 3 a.m. That's right, Richard over there, the night owl from Australia. Thanks for being here, Richard. Good to see you. You're a trooper. You're a real trooper. Robert Perez, have you ever imagined seeing a flamethrower drone? Slava Ukraine. Do they have one? I haven't seen that, but I wouldn't put it past the Ukrainians to do that. They're pretty innovative. Stephanie B2 says, I'm still in the hospital today. We should find out if I have pain management so I can get my surgery. I hope that all goes well for you, Steph. really hoping you get that all going for you. Minus Kevin Anderson, did her last name rhyme with fake? Oh, not Carrie Lake. No. Cinema ran when she ran against someone else. It wasn't Carrie Lake. I can't remember her name, but anyhow, she won. Cinema won. So it's good because we picked up a seat. So it was good. But then we see that her along with Joe Manchin were basically, the flies in the ointment. They were between her and Manchin. They fucked up so much shit. And that's what happens when you have to have a supermajority to do anything. When you have the fucking filibuster, it's another reason why we need to get rid of the goddamn filibuster. And I say, let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips fucking fall where they may. If we can't, as an American voting electorate, we can't get out and vote for fucking Democrats and keep them in the majority, then I guess we get what we deserve. And it looks like Fancy has gifted another membership. Thank you so much, Fancy. And Delta Dawn got that one. All righty. Thank you, Fancy, for supporting the show. I do appreciate it. Remember, you guys can all like, subscribe, and share. The share button is a good way of sharing the show. And we have the super chats and the super stickers and memberships and all that good stuff. All that stuff helps to support the show, keep us going and growing. Alrighty. Carol Alana says, yeah, Johnson and Civil Rights Act. That's when Republicans became the current party, now the MAGA party. Yeah, we went from, and it just got worse. Like Nixon was a horrible criminal president himself, and then Reagan was this clown who got in illegally, or by acting as a foreign agent, essentially working these arms for hostage deals, and all that kind of shit. So he was pretty awful. And then, George W. Bush was just a nincompoop and who lied us into a war. that saw, thousands of our people get killed and hundreds of thousands of Iraqis get killed that probably shouldn't have. They were just citizens. I was no fan of Saddam Hussein or anything like that, but, that had nothing to do with 9/11. Fucking lied that for all that, and then we ended up with Trump, who was just the absolute worst. And you talk about projection. It's and Trump is calling Biden the worst president of all time. It's almost like he's just totally projecting what he is. The absolute worst. Donald Trump, absolute worst president of all time. And not only is he the worst president of all time, but also I think that why stop at worst president ever? He might just be the worst person ever. This fucking Trump. He's not just the worst president ever. I think he is the worst American ever. I think he's the worst person ever. And I know we could probably go, well, Manson or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think anyone has quite the blood on their hands that Trump has. Carol Lana says, well, let me go back. I kind of skipped. I guess I skipped some stuff here. Let's see. Yeah, Teresa's here. Delta says it's fancy. You're so sweet. Oh, pardon me. Bless my little soul. Yes, Stephanie B2 says we have to get rid of the goddamn electoral college as well. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. Cian says, I hope they all go to jail. And Tim Pool, he should be crying in his bed. Robert Perez, smoke weed and prosper. So Carol Alana says, yeah, those drone videos using thermite, 2,500 degrees Celsius, brutal. Looks like something from mythology with dragons. Wow. I have not seen that any of that. I would like to check that out. It sounds interesting. Stephanie B2 says, I so want to go home for a couple of days before my surgery so I can get really good and stoned. I missed it. Yeah, I hope so too, Steph. I hope you can get that all worked out. I know you're going through a lot. Fancy says, sneak in the bathroom, Stephanie, of the graveyard shift. Stephanie says, hopefully by tomorrow I should have really good news. I just don't want to jinx it. Yeah. James Williams says, Tim Pool is just a Andrew Tate wannabe. Well, he's a sellout too. So talk about sellouts. We're talking about Kirsten Sinema. But these guys, like these Tim Pool guys, I mean, you know what? Hey, look, I'll be honest with you. I'm not the richest guy in the world. I mean, I'm barely making it financially. But if someone came to me and said, "Hey, Trucker John, we're going to give you $3 million or whatever," I don't know what kind of money Tim Pool was getting, but we're going to give you $1 million or whatever, and we're going to prop your show up, and we're going to put you all over the place. But this is what you have to say. You have to say. You have to promote what we tell you. You have to promote MAGA, basically. You have to just every day go on your show and say how terrible things are, that we are a nation in decline. You have to have that narrative. That immigrants are just overrunning the country and taking all the black jobs or whatever. There are caravans of immigrants coming up to the borders. You have to promote that stuff every single day on your show. I might be a little tempted maybe to take the money, but I'm fairly confident I would tell whoever that person was that contacted me, I'm pretty fucking confident I would tell them, you know what, you can take your fucking millions of dollars and you can shove it up your fucking ass. Your fucking Russian commie ass, you motherfucker. I'm pretty confident that's what I would say. But I guess you don't know until you're actually, until you were actually in that position, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can talk big. I can talk pretty big. But if that actually happened, I still feel fairly confident, though. I would tell them, yeah, you shove your fucking money up your ass and tell Vladimir Putin I said that I said hi or something. I don't know. Fancy says, after Hakeem takes over the House, I want him to investigate Comer and MTG. Yeah, I wonder if they will, because a lot of times the Democrats, I can remember like when Pelosi said we're not going to have hearings or whatever. Remember when she became Speaker of the House, and a lot of people were upset about that. And understandably so, because we're tired of them getting away with all this shit. But I think the Democrats, they want to get down to the business of governing and running the country and passing important bills that help with our infrastructure and help with strengthening the middle class and the working class people. And so they don't want to get bogged down in these investigations. But I think we've come to the point where we've got to do it. And we can do both. We can pass legislation, about campaign finance reform, for instance. And we can get these things through. And we can still investigate, especially MTG and Comer too. But, I think MTG was that pipe bomb, DC pipe bomb person. I think she needs to be investigated. Hey, Nick Rich says here, like number 41, late but not too late for a tough cookie. Oh boy, yeah, I don't know if Tough Cookie's going to be here or not today because I haven't seen him around, so I don't know. But you never know. You never know, Nick. You just never know. But thanks for being here. Glad to see Nick Rich here. Carol Alana, and better late than never. Carol Alana says, yeah, Ron Contra read the book by Leslie Stahl on Whole Horror Show. Corrupt, plus Reagan had Alzheimer's in second term. Yep, that's true. That's all true. Midas Kevin says, did you hear they are coming out with a new movie called Night Bitch, where a woman gets bit by a wolf and turns into a canine by night, laughing out loud. I have not heard about that one. Stephanie B2, he's the worst human being ever. Yeah, I don't know, but there's some pretty stiff competition there with like Adolf Hitler and Idi Amin wasn't very much of a good person either. But yeah, he's definitely in the running. Definitely in the running, I would say. Carolina, agree. Rumpy, in my opinion, born bad. Awful since a kid. A demon seed, I think is what we call him. Teresa says, bless you, TJ. So that's how far I'm behind it, because I sneezed like 10 minutes ago or so. Gesundheit, says Fancy. And 70 me too, Gesundheit. I know I had an uncle that would always say Gesundheit when you sneezed. Apparently it's German word. Yeah, the spelling, I still knew what you were talking about, regardless of the spelling, because I don't know how to spell it either. Robert, don't forget, vote money out of politics. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Campaign finance reform, definitely needed. Definitely. Delta Don says Trump is the worst American ever. Yeah, and it kind of says that right there in my little meme. Just scrolling on down. Stephanie B2 says congratulations on 3,000 subscribers. Thank you, Stephanie. And it could not be done without you guys. You guys, you're sort of the base. You guys are my base, and you guys are on the show, and you're getting us out in the algorithm by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that stuff. It helps get us out there. So without you guys, wouldn't happen. Hopefully, I'm not too close to the mic. I might be too close to this mic, huh? Because I would sometimes, I'll watch some of the playback just to see how the sound was and all that kind of stuff. And I do notice that I am a little hot on the mic here, but I don't know. I guess that's why people wear headphones. I'm always wondering, why are you wearing headphones? I guess they wear headphones because they can actually hear the playback as they're doing the show. I can't hear the playback until after the show, and I rewatch the show, or I don't rewatch the whole show, but I watch parts of it. So I guess that's why they wear the headphones. Roxanne says, Trump is not a true American. He is just a man who lives in the United States. Yeah, he's definitely a traitor to the country that he was born in. Definitely a traitor. And I hope he fucking rots in prison for being a traitor, amongst other things. Fancy says, I thought Tough Cookie kidnapped you this morning. Yeah, well, maybe. Actually, I was because I was making coffee. I can't blame it on everything on Tough Cookie. Fancy says, Rich, keep your eyes open. I'm going to be doing some tests the next few days. I'm trying to focus and learn. You can lend a hand. Sia says, yeah, Damien from the Omen movie 72 told me because I had it backwards. 72, I've been sharing this on Shitter. By the way, I deactivated my Shitter account weeks ago now, and I do not miss it one tiny bit. I do not miss X one teensy weensy bit. So if anyone is hesitant about deleting your account over there, I say just do it. You will not miss it. Nick Rich says, not just me, get the word out. Rob 4419, hey TJ, congrats on a 3,000 winning day. Thank you, Rob 4419. And thank you for being here, and thank you for helping be a part of the show. Mr. Spock is here. Live long and prosper. Someday I'll be a Vulcan, but good to see you there, Mr. Spock. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. And let's see here. Zolda Zen says, Damien is on my baby name list because of the book. Demian? Carolina quit using Shitter like 6 years ago. Wow. So you're really ahead of the curve there. But did someone mention me? Huh? Did someone say something about Tough Cookie kidnapping Trucker John? Or some horse shit like that? Look, I don't think I could get 2 cents for that motherfucker. Why the hell would I kidnap him? Hell, the Russians don't even want anything to do with him. They think he's so worthless. The Russians won't even try to bribe him. Why the hell do you think I would try to kidnap him? There's got to be some worth there, and I don't see any. So I'm not gonna. Wouldn't even try. That worthless piece of shit. Anyhow, how you guys doing today? You guys eating cookies or something? I don't know. That's disgusting. But by the way, eating cookies, unless it's in the other way, that there could be a way that it might not be. Well, who knows? Anyhow, I digress. All right, guys. So what's going on? We got all kinds of stuff in the news today. I'm just going to take over the show from here on out. All right, we got Liz Cheney over there. I see. Yeah, she's going to vote for Kamala. Yeah,
Yeah. I see over there, Trump. He's the worst president ever, worst person ever. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see over there. Oh, Trucker John, he finally got to 3,000. Oh, congratulations, Trucker John. Big whoop-de-doo, 3,000. Shit. I could do my own channel and do 3,000 in like a minute, probably. Trucker John, you think you're all that? Basically, what I'm saying is, Trucker John, you're a loser, and I wouldn't kidnap you because I would not even get anything for you. All right. So there's that. That's going on. But anyhow, I'm going to read the chat. I'm going to read some chat because I see Nick Rich is in there. Hello there, Nick Rich. My number one fan, apparently. Yeah, we got Mr. Spock's in there. He's doing the thing with the plants and the chickens and all that good stuff. Nick Rich says he's a dope. I don't know about that. Whatever. Robert Red, stay away from milk. You Nagasaki. Yeah, milk is my nemesis. I'm a tough cookie, but even I've got some things I gotta watch out for. A glass of milk. That's no. That's a no go. That's a no go for me. But anyhow, guys, yeah. So I hope you guys are doing all right. I just want to jump in here real quick, and just basically, I just want to put to rest any kind of thoughts of me kidnapping this worthless Trucker John. It just wouldn't be worth my time. So there's no kidnapping. No, not gonna happen. All right, so, I just thought I'd come in and say a few things to you. I hope you guys are doing okay. I know I'm feeling good. I hope you guys are feeling good. I just want I would kidnap Trucker John because I think he's worth at least I don't know, $20. So, but just I say that tongue in cheek. I'm not for kidnapping people. I'm not for that. It was a tongue in cheek. I was being a little tongue in cheeky with that. So, but yeah, no kidnapping. I'm not going to kidnap. But yeah, hey, how you guys doing? Everybody doing okay? I hope we're all doing okay. I think it's wonderful. I'm looking at the things that Chuck John put up here. Liz Cheney coming on over to our side, at least for Kamala Harris. Yeah, I think that's great. I think a lot of people are leaving the old Trumpy, the old Trumpster. I think he's losing support daily. And that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, and things are looking good. Make sure you guys are registered to vote, though. That's an important thing. Make sure you're registered to vote and ready to go, man. Let's get this thing going. What are we down to, 60 days or something like that? We only got 60 days, so make sure you're registered to vote. Get out there and vote. Vote blue. I heard that I've been hearing this saying lately. It's been taken off. I don't know where it came from. I'm not sure who started it. But there's this saying, it's vote blue for all that's dear to you. And I think that's great. I think it's a great saying. I think you know what? I think I may have heard that from Trucker John. I think Trucker John invented that one. I'm not sure, but vote blue for all that's dear to you. And so, make sure you vote, get out there and do it. Let's do it. Let's get Kamala Harris in the White House. And I think it'll be a glorious day when that happens. And it probably just as glorious, I think, will probably be when Donald Trump goes to prison for 20 to 24 years. I've seen that one too. I like that little meme, like Trump for 20 to 24 years. I think that's that pretty much sums it all up right there, So yeah, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna vote. We're gonna get Kamala in there, and we're gonna get that the Congress right behind her that she needs, and I think we're just going to do some really great stuff in these next 8 years of Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you guys are too. And hope you guys will vote. Who's got to vote? Tell everybody to vote. Bring three, what do they say? Bring 3 people to the polls with you or something like that. Something of that nature. And let's get her done. As my right-wing friends would say. Get her done. I'm still in that one. Yeah, it's a little thing I like to do. All right, guys. So anyhow, it was nice visiting with you, and I guess throw it back to Trucker John now because I think he was getting a refill on his coffee, and I think he's back now. Yep, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, I got my coffee. All right. Yeah, those guys. Well, you talk about the yin and the yang or whatever between Tough Cookie and Paul the Purple Beard guy. Quite the opposites there. Let's see here. Stephanie2 says, this is my other YouTube account. On this channel, I have a video of me with a dove sitting on me for 20 minutes. It wouldn't leave. And another video of me with a goat at my cousin's house. Wow. A lot of animal themes going on there. James Williams says, Elon Musk is also being exposed as the traitor he is. About time. If someone seems to be too good, they are. Yeah, I've totally gone from being a Elon Musk fan to an admirer to a being annoyed by him to really disliking him immensely. So, that's sort of the progression there on that. 70B2, I have a whole 14 subscribers. Yay. Well, let's go over there and let's subscribe to 70B. 70B2. Wasn't it B2? Did you lose a 2? Stephanie B? I don't know. Yeah, there's 70B2. Anyhow, but yeah, let's go. Let's sub away over there. Hey, Fancy gifted another membership. Fancy with the memberships. Thank you so much, Fancy. I do appreciate that. Thanks for supporting the show. And looks like Mr. Spock got that one. All right. Thank you, Fancy. Cian says, yep, let him talk the whole day up to election. About Trump, the more he talks, the more he loses. Yeah, and he can't help himself, apparently. Apparently, his campaign staff is trying to get him to stay on just, on policy topics, and he won't do it. He just wants to attack Kamala Harris, and he thinks that that's a winning strategy to just attack and say bad things about people. And I guess it worked in 2016. He thinks it's going to win now, and I don't think it will. I think I think a lot of us, obviously, however many votes Hillary got, I know she beat Trump in the popular vote by about 3 million votes. I forget what the actual numbers were. It was 60-something million, over 60 million. So I know over 60 million of us, 63 million or whatever it was that voted for Hillary. We weren't buying any of that shit, but there were still almost 60 million or whatever that did buy it. So, but then in 2020, he even got less support. Well, he actually got more votes, but the more people turned up to vote, and he lost by a bigger margin. He lost by almost 8 million votes. So this continued strategy of just making fun of your opponents or talking shit about them, I think it's going to lead to him losing by an even greater margin. Hopefully, anyhow. Hey, Nick Rich, you have gifted a membership. Thank you, Nick Rich, so much. Thanks for supporting the show. I do appreciate it. Andrew Petrie got the gift membership from Nick Rich. So thank you so much for that support. I do appreciate it. Stephanie B2 says, I had to make other account because of how Sparks, his channel disappeared on this account. Oh, and so hence the 2. Okay. I wonder why that happened. Rob4419, I'll subscribe too. Thank you. Yes, please subscribe. Let's add to the numbers. The more the merrier, I always say. So yeah, please, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscription button and hit the share button. Share the show out to your social medias. Jolie says, everyone sub to Steph. There's Stephanie right there. Yeah, I'm going to hit the link and I'm going to subscribe. I see 21 subscribers. I believe I will be number 22. There, I've just subscribed. And I will watch the video about the dove and the goat. Not right at this moment, but I will. I promise. Let's see. Robert Perez, do you remember when Samantha Bee interviewed Glenn Beck back in 2016? I don't remember that, Robert. I actually do not remember that. I remember Samantha Bee. She was really, really good. She had some really good segments and really good. She had her own show, and then boom, I haven't heard from her in years now. Maybe she's just retired. I don't know, but she was like a pretty big deal for a while there. Very funny. James Williams says Truth Social is going to be a sell-off bloodbath when the shares drop any further. Yeah, that thing is just tanking. Every day it goes down. You know. Oh, 7044 just subscribed, 70. Yeah, so did I. So there you go. Get some subs over there. Jolie reminds us about over here, we got channel memberships and super chats. And you can support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. And you can buy me a coffee over there at buymeacoffee.com. All right. Cian says, okay, yeah, I'm on my laptop and use my phone only for calls and app, but I try to keep it clean, and so far I don't have any hacks, etc. I have a server together with the PC guy I have. Wow. Tamara Price went over there and subscribed to Stephanie. All right. Rob says, TJ, I'm already subbed you. I got that after I said all that shit. Yeah, but of course you're already subscribed. But just in case, if there is anyone who is listening who hasn't subscribed to my show or to Stephanie's or anybody else, it's a free thing. It only takes like a fraction of a second to hit that subscription button or subscribe button. So yeah, do that. And thank you for everyone who has. Mr. Spock says the people at Fox and others saying, "Here we go again, Russia, Russia, Russia," trying to spin it like it's all BS, and they will believe it. Tim Pool is squirming a good time though. Yeah, well, they can say Russia, Russia, Russia all they want and try to brush it off, but the facts remain that Russia they're everywhere in our politics. And they are everywhere in support of Donald Trump. They want Donald Trump because they know that he will be Putin's puppet. He is Putin's puppet. And they know that Joe Biden is not, and Kamala Harris will not be. So they can say Russia, Russia all they want, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Russia has been heavily into our politics for a long, long time, and certainly with Vladimir Putin in there and engaging and waging these huge influence campaigns. Huge, 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 huge. So again, that is just sort of like when they go Russia, 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 it's like, it's not projection, but it's like diffusion, right? They're trying to just, play it off like, oh. And that says a lot about the guilt of it, Let's see, Richard. I would love to see Trucker John and Hal Sparks together. Oh, you and me both. Hey, like I said, go on into house chats and just keep saying that. Maybe it'll happen. You know, who knows? Carolina says DJ should talk at $17 low of 1670 Titanic. Yeah, every time that it seems like every day lately, Hal Sparks has been showing the stock on that, and every time it's lower. You know, it goes down another $1. Carolina says Richard, yes, Sparks and Trucker John collab. What you guys need to do, yeah, like I said, go into his chats and say that. Say it to Andrea, say it to the mods, and then it might happen. Richard says Putin just endorsed Harris for POTUS. That's funny. Robert Perez, it's not the Titanic, it's the turd spinning around the toilet bowl. James Williams says, I thought it was just a snake, but it turns out it's a hydra. So to be, thanks to everyone I've missed. You are truly appreciated. Richard said the Russians are coming. The Russians are coming movie. Nick Rich, never trust Russia. That's right. Never trust Russia. Rob 4419, all Trucker does is look stunned at everything. Or Tucker, not Trucker. Yeah, Tucker's like, wow, wow. Yeah, he's another one that's should be very worried. Fancy says, or with Boston Brian. Yeah, I would love to go on Boston Brian's show. Richard says, we are in Australia, would not put up with the likes of a Donald Trump type character. Would you throw him on the Bobby? Or something, I don't know. That was a terrible accent. Cia says, I had my laptop secondhand, and I also let him take away the cam, and I have Ubuntu. I have Ubuntu, and not Microsoft or something else. Sorry, all caps. Oh, no. Stephanie B says, now that I would like to see, now that I would like to see. There we go. I'm trying to get the right emphasis on the right syllables. Now that I would like to see Trucker John and Boston Brian. Well, there you go. Like I say, you got to hit up the chats, hit up the mods, I guess, and maybe they'll go, "Hey, who's this Trucker John guy?" And there seems to be an outcry. Nick Rich says DJT a penny stock as soon as he unloads his shares. Just another failed enterprise of DJT Enterprises. Fancy says, I'll do it. I'll tell Hal. There you go. Yeah, Fancy, put in a good word for me. Rob 4419, a few embedded Trump Russian trolls in my community. Oh my God, they are horrible folks. Wow, you have embedded Trump Russian trolls in your community? Wow, they are horrible too. By the way, I think I will do a show this afternoon, a House Sparks pre-show warm-up. I know he was kind of up in the air about his times because he's I guess traveling. I guess he's up in Seattle or Portland. I don't know. Somewhere up there. And somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. And there was some issues, guys. I guess he has sound check because they're playing. I guess Nerd Halen. Maybe Nerd Halen is playing first. I don't know. They're doing sound check today, and then they're doing, I guess, Sexual Liberal on Saturday. Anyhow, whatever it is. So there was some question about his show this afternoon. He was going to do his family phone time at 4, and then he's going to try to do. I mean, at 3. I don't know. And I think he's going to try to do a show at 4, his normal time. So regardless, I'm going to do a show at 3 and let the chips fall where they may. If Hal comes on or if he doesn't come on, we'll just have to see what happens. In any case, I will be here at 3 p.m. Pacific time to do a little hangout show, and we'll see what happens as far as Hal is concerned. Because I know when he's busy and he's traveling and he's trying to do all this different stuff. Sometimes the shows you just don't know when they're going to exactly come on. So, but I'm just going to plan on doing 3 p.m. today, Pacific time. All right, guys? Just so you know. Just so you know. Carolina's got to go. Take care, all. All right, Carol, thanks for being here. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us for a bit. And like I said, hopefully I'll be back on at 3, and I'll see you then, maybe. Minus Kevin says, if they keep supporting Trump at the end of the day, they better be able to say, die, 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 because that's what they will be doing. Instead of Russia, 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 die, die, die. CN says, Richard, true that. Here, we would not like that, but then we have a white hair wannabe Wilders. Well, he must work with the rest so they can check him. Let's see. Azolda's in says, CN, I should find out if Photoshop and or Autodesk Sketchbook work with Ubuntu or Linux. See, now you guys are getting way over my head and stuff. I don't know anything about all those type of things. So Roxanne says Hal is headed for Seattle. Yeah, so there, and I think he's probably flying right now. I think he had a morning flight. So, but he said he was gonna try to do like a 1-hour show this afternoon. Sometimes when he's doing all this stuff, the traveling and the sound checks, I think his intentions are good. You know, he's going to try to do that, but then sometimes the show, he doesn't come on because it's just too much. But we'll see. Like I said, in any case, I'm going to do a House Sparks pre-show warm-up at 3 p.m. and we'll just see what happens. Robert says, I'll be waiting, Senior Trucker. All right. James Williams says, Russia started infiltrating American influencers in 2014 to neutralize resistance to the Crimean invasion. Crimean. It must be Crimean. I figured it out. Crimean, yeah, because I'm trying to think, what was the Crimean? But yeah, Crimean, the Crimean. I guess Mr. Spuck says, have a happy day. Rob4419, do you think Garland sat on Russian interference before the election? You mean, do I think that he waited until 60 days out before announcing this instead of doing it, a few months ago or something? Do you think, are you asking me if I think that this was sort of a strategic move? I don't know. Who knows? Could be. Mr. Spock says it's Diamond Bong rip time. Okay, yeah, go rip away. Steven says Hunter just showed up to LA courthouse. Oh. Stephanie B, I'm going to get going, and I will see you all later. I'll be watching for the lives. All right, Stephanie, thanks for being here, and take care over there. I know you're in the hospital and everything, so hope all goes well with you. Rob says, stay strong, Stephanie B2. Yeah, stay strong, and just know we're all thinking about you, and we're sending our best wishes, best thoughts of strength and health coming your way, and getting all your surgeries done and everything. Nick Rich says, the next time Hal's in Vegas, invite him to your studio. Yeah. That's a good idea, Nick. I'm looking around at my studio. He might be impressed. He might be. I don't know. I mean, I was told about the power of ask. I was taught that when I was a used car salesman. by Mike Johnson. No, not the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. The owner of Antelope Valley Ford in Lancaster, California. And the guy is actually a millionaire from selling cars. He's an actual real millionaire. And he taught his salespeople about the power of ask. And the power of ask is simply, it never hurts to ask if you want something. Because the worst that could happen is the person can say no. And the upside is they could say yes. The power of ask. So maybe I will do that, Nick Rich. The power of ask. Let's see. Everyone's saying have a nice day over there for Stephanie. And Mr. Spock, my studio is the chicken yard. The chicken yard. Got some chickens in the yard. CN says that Steve Sayers, think about what Cannon ruled on. He went to the courthouse ASAP to try to get them to take it all back. Did I not say hi to Stephen Sayers? Oh, I read the Hunter showed up, but I didn't say. I don't think I said hi to Stephen. I think that was the first time I saw Stephen in here, and I didn't say hello. I didn't give you a proper hello, Stephen. Hello. So hello, Stephen Sayers. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. Stephen Sayers. What was I talking? I was talking about something about Stephen Sayers the other day, and I don't remember what it was about. It was all good, though, I assure you. It was all good. Let's see here. All right, so, yeah, but I think that this exposure is coming at a good time for Russian influence through RT and then through these other sort of these, I guess you call them influencers or content creators, and these other shows, these other platforms like Rumble. I think it's really great that this is being exposed. It needs to be exposed. It needs to be exposed. And whether this is deliberate timing or not, whatever, all I gotta say is it's good that it's happening. Stephen Sayers says Hunter is facing 25 years. Hello, Trucker John. And that's so ridiculous. Oh yeah, Stephen Sayers, my new TGL. That's right, Steve. You're the one that got the TGL cap, and I was wanting you to send me a picture of it. And I was trying. I guess that was why I was talking about how someone could get a hold of me or send me a picture or something. And I've got a Discord page, and I had never, maybe Jolie, hopefully Jolie's still here, can drop the Discord, the link to the Discord, to the driver's lounge over at Discord. I guess it's Trucker John 3 or something. I always forget. If you buy any merch from me, and it'd be great if you took a picture of yourself, and I would love to see it. And if I don't know if you guys are shy or not, but I would love to post it on something or show it. So that's what we were talking about. Yeah. So Steve, I've got the Discord page, I think, and I also have a Gmail account, and I think it's just truckerjohnlivestream@gmail.com. I think you can get a hold of me through there too. So if anybody buys any Trucker John merch and you want to take a picture of you wearing it, and then the point of it would be to me to show it on the show. So, I mean, if you guys are shy, I know some people don't like to be shown. So if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. You don't have to do it, but if you want to do it, I think it'd be a fun thing, kind of a fun thing, to do. Fancy says, "No way you are serious, Stephen." About the 25 years, I don't know. That's crazy that he's facing 25 years. after all this shit was pretty much, I thought, settled. You know, he paid back everything, and Fancy says Kamala should pardon Hunter on her first day. Either that, or Joe should pardon him on his last day, I guess, or last days. Or Cia says Fancy. I was thinking that too. Nick Rich, Hunter's case isn't over yet. Oh yeah, so Jolie dropped the Discord link. There's my Discord link. So if you push that, let's see what happens. Oh, I did it, and there's Trucker John, and I don't know what's going on here. Oh, yeah, there's Discord. For some reason, my iPad is being really slow. Oh, Jolie has invited you to join Trucker John's server. But I am Trucker John. I guess I have to accept an invite to my own thing. I don't know. I just did it. I accepted it. Thank you, Jolie, for inviting me. Now I just have a big blank page with a little kind of mask-looking thing. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm not really good at this stuff. Oh, there it is. Well, it says you're already a member. So do I say no thanks then? Because I'm already a member? Oh, there it is. So, okay. Driver's Lounge. There's Driver's Lounge. Hey, look at there. So I see people in my Discord page. Wow. See, I don't really go over there, to be honest. I mean, I do posts. When I do the show, I share it. So you can see it's got the link to today's show. There's Roxanne. I hopped into the server. Oh, look, there's Roxanne. As old as Zen just slid into the server. You guys are saying hi, and Jolie's in there saying hi. See there, that's cool. So I think you could probably, if you, let's just say hypothetically, you were to buy a TJL cap, and you could snap a picture of yourself, I think you could post it here. And then, if it's okay with you, I could take that picture and I could post it like on the live stream. So yeah, that's the whole thing about that. You know, and that's why I was talking about Steven Sayers. It all goes full circle here. So yeah, there's the Discord page. Then we have says Steve Sayers, I'd love to send a pic, but I'm not on any media, even Facebook. Well, like I say, you could post it. I guess if you're not on Discord. But I also have, now Jolie has this John's email, truckerjohnlivestream@gmail. So there you could send it there to truckerjohnlivestream@gmail if you have a Gmail. Or I guess any email you could send to Gmail, right? Rob4419, it's an all-out assault on the Bidens. Yeah, it's horseshit what they're doing to them. Hey, Torby Cat's here. Good to see Torby Cat. Interesting that YouTube influencers are in Tennessee, the same state that had Blood Tribe March. Wow, Torby Cat. Torby Cat laying down some heavy stuff there. Robert Perez says, I can't give you anything more than a thumbs up, man. Hey, thumbs ups are great, Robert Perez. So don't you be sorry. You can like, and you can subscribe, and you can share, and those are all free, and they are just as important and vital as everything else. So, and I know you've liked, and I know you subscribed. Do you share? Just hit the share button, and you can share it onto other platforms. So yeah, don't feel bad, Robert. I appreciate you being here. Cian says someone here came with his half pack of crisp chips. So I will listen for now. I wonder who that little someone is. Huh? I will see you in a while with Hal. Thanks, TJ. You have a good one. All right. Yeah. Hey, Cian. Thanks for being here. I appreciate whatever time you can spend with us. And we'll see you around on the next one there. Del Francisco is here. Good to see Del. It says, hi, you Trucker John, sir, and all the chat peeps. Hello, Del Francisco. Yeah, we're just shooting the shit here for a little bit longer. And then I'm going to be back on at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Just so you know. But I'm going to be ending this one in about 10 minutes or so. 14 minutes, I think. Let's see. Trivia Cat, love the meme of 45. He is the worst American ever. Yeah, he is just horrible. And there's so many people, though, that I know, right? And we all know, that just think he's the greatest fucking thing. I just don't get it. But as we've seen, like from Liz Cheney and I guess it's Jimmy McCain and others, the Republican support is peeling away from Trump. And I think his MAGA base is getting smaller. Sometimes these things just take time, for it to filter through. And we're seeing it now. Rob4419 at Robert, I get mail every day from organizations to save animals and children all over the world. I need a drawer to organize. Laughing out loud. I get that shit too, and I just hit the delete button. Not that it's shit. I'm just saying, I can't afford to donate to all these things, and I have no qualms whatsoever about hitting the delete button or the or reporting spam button or anything, even if it's a good cause that I believe in, because I know that they will not take it personally. They're just sending out mass numbers. They're playing a numbers game. They're sending out in mass numbers. And they know that only a certain percentage is going to ever reply. Probably some single-digit number is ever going to reply. If they send out 5 billion notices or whatever, only 1 or 2% of them is ever going to reply. They know that, so they don't. So don't ever feel bad if some, even if it's an organization that you like and that you agree with the cause, but you just don't have the money and you're tired of being spammed. Don't ever feel bad about deleting them or just unsubscribing or reporting spam or whatever. I don't worry about that shit because they always end up back in my inbox anyhow. So Fancy says, can I request blinking lights and arrows pointing at my pic saying fancy? You can request it all you want. I'm not going to be able to do that because I don't even know what you're talking about. Fancy says, come on, sweeten that pot, Trucker John. Blinking lights and arrows pointing at my pic? I don't even know how that works. Oh. I have no idea what you're talking about. Jolie says, please be aware that sharing your photo to Trucker John, you are giving Trucker John the right to use your photo in promotion of the show, Trucker John on YouTube, aka Trucker John Live. Thank you for that disclaimer, Jolie. Apparently part of my legal team now. Yes, thank you, Jolie. I guess we need to have that little disclaimer there. That if you share your photo, it might end up on the show here. That's an important thing. Thanks for keeping me from getting sued, Jolie. I appreciate it. Mr. Spock says, I don't know, Nick Rich, 5 hours of babbling incoherently might be entertaining. Oh, what did Nick Rich say? Did I skip Nick Rich? I think I may have skipped you, Nick. Oh, it says, I hate trying to remember passwords. I always forget where I write them down. YouTube loads automatically, no password needed. Everything else. So I don't know how to do. I must have skipped something else. Did I skip 2 of Nick's things? I don't know, but I don't know what that's in reference to. About the 5 hours of. Sounds like you're talking about a Trump rally. And Donald Trump supporters are getting quite sick of it. There was a report I listened to yesterday from someone, I forget where, but where they're saying that even the maggots are leaving mid-rally and they're complaining about how boring Trump is. He's boring. He's rambling. He just says the same old stupid shit that he's been saying for years, just over and over and over again. And even the maggots are getting tired of it. That's why I say his maggot base is shrinking. The little maggoty base there is shrinking because they're sick and tired of the same old fucking rambling, incoherent, word salad, fucking. And Trump was saying like that's his, what do you call it, thread or something? He was trying to justify it by saying that that's his that he means to do that, like it's his strategy, and how he's brilliant because he can lead back. He can go through this big wandering thing and then he leads back to it, But that's not how it works, Trumpy. Okay, if he's trying to do like a callback or something, that's not how it fucking works. There's you don't go on for literally now. Mr. Spock, there, I don't know, talking about 5 hours. I don't know if it's 5 hours, but definitely we've seen 2.5 hours and 3 hours and 3+ hours of him rambling. That's not how it works, Trump. If you're trying to do a callback, I think you need to be a little more efficient than a 3.5 hour babble fest. To the point now, even your base is leaving and grumbling and complaining. But yeah, let him do it. Let him do it. Nick Rich, there's some other actors you can utilize too, Mr. Spock. Tim Farrell, this guy is all right. Pointing upwards to Nick Rich, maybe? I don't know. Rob 4419, Trump is the worst kind of manipulator. He uses the most vulnerable and naive. Yeah, but his shtick is wearing thin. Isolde Zen says, I wish that were the case. My family never watches Trump stuff, but just vote for him like it's nothing. It infuriates me. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's just, I think there are so many people that maybe they've just always been registered Republicans, and that's just it. They're just going to vote for the Republican, and they don't really even watch things that are going on. But the ones who are paying attention are leaving. I think in droves. Nick Rich, this jumping up and down through the chat is kind of like a weave, confusing. Yeah, right, Nick. All right, Nick. Am I confusing you with my weave? As I weave through, but it's brilliant. I do it in a brilliant way because I'm going to come back. I'm going to circle back around. You'll see. You'll see, Nick. Just hang on. It's all up here. It's the brilliance that's going on. Believe me. There's a lot of brilliance going on up here. It's all going to work out in the end. Josh says, someone explain how a story joke works. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Raw 4419, he's been out of the White House for years, so he has nothing to say, just repeats trash talk. Roxanne just tried Discord and can't get past enter password. Oh. Ooh. See, that's why I have the thing on my devices where it saves the passwords in the little password save thingy. If it wasn't for that, I'd be lost too. Tim Farrell, the weave. I call it the weave. Yeah. The weave. I call it the weave. I made that up myself. Nick Rich, leave it to Weaver. Delta Dawn says, I think it's creepy that people like Beyonce and Swift wait till the last minute to endorse their choice of candidates. When, if they do that, is it just a PR stunt? I don't get it. I don't know, because I guess they haven't officially endorsed them, but we know Beyonce lets Kamala Harris use her song or music, and so she seems to be okay from that point of view. I know that Swift, before Biden dropped out, didn't she kind of endorse Biden? And I guess she hasn't endorsed Kamala yet. I don't know what they're waiting for. I'm not sure if it's creepy, but I don't know really why they're waiting at this point. Because I understand some celebrities, they don't like to get political because they don't want to, risk, kind of dividing their fan base and alienating some of their fan base. So they try to stay neutral and all that kind of stuff. But Beyonce and Swift, I think, are way beyond that. As far as having to worry about that. They're set for life. I know Taylor Swift's a fucking billionaire. I'm not sure if Beyonce's a billionaire, but probably damn near if she's not already. I don't think they really have to worry about alienating their fan base or part of their fan base. Since most of their fans are probably either Democrats or lean Democrat anyhow. So, yeah, I don't know why they're waiting. Hey, there's Jeff Curry. Jeff Curry, this is the only weave Trump has on top of his goddamn head. Hey, Jeff Curry, good to see you. Haven't seen Jeff in a while. Thanks for jumping on in here. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share if you would. Let's share out the show, and let's get to 4,000 subscribers. I want to have a little 4,000 subscriber banner thing there someday. So let's do that. Let's do it. And I realize it's none of my business. Well, but you can still ask. Inquiring minds want to know. Mr. Spock says coffee. Something about that. Nick Rich. Coffee puff time. Roxanne, I'm on House Sparks and Nick and Steve Jolie. Rob 4419 on Discord. Rob 4419, the weave is like a Seinfeld episode. It comes back to the main issue point. Right. Exactly. And Joel has just entered the chat. Hey, Joel, good to see you. Thanks for being here. By Joel, of course, I mean Mike H., who made this silly name up so that he could get people to say something that sounds kind of dirty or whatever. So you can do like a gotcha. But I believe Mike H's real name is Joel, so I'm going to call him Joel from now on. Thanks, Joel, for being here. Always good to see you. And thanks for joining us. Azolazin says, my brother is a lawyer. He should know better. He should know better about supporting Trump. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it either, Isolda. I know my family, I have family members, close family members that support Trump, and I don't get it. At this point, especially, maybe 8 years ago I could give them a little bit of a pass, but now, after all this time, I don't get it. I don't get it. Rob 4419, maybe it's the summer people aren't paying mind to any politics. Well, like they say, now after Labor Day, this is sort of the home stretch, and this is when people do start paying attention from here on out. So this is a time where we need to get the message out to everybody. If anyone's confused about the issues, you hear these people say, I don't know what Kamala Harris is all about. She just laid out a big plan, one of the things, about helping small businesses and setting a goal of creating, during her administration, of creating 25 million new small businesses. And under Joe Biden, they've created 19 million new small businesses. And she's going a little further. She wants to go up to 25, and she wants to raise deductions, the allowable deductions for starting a new business, a new small business, from $5,000 up to $50,000. And there are even, right-wing pundits and right-wing economists that are saying this is great. This is great news. So if you're confused about where Kamala Harris is, you shouldn't be. And now's the time when people are going to start paying more attention from here on out. So we need to help get out the news, get out the word, in any way that we can. Let's see. Delta Dawn says Jay-Z is a billionaire. So that makes Beyonce a billionaire by marriage. But I'm sure she's made who knows how many hundreds of millions of dollars on her own, right? Nick Rich, Joel the Troll, good day. Zelda at Delta Dawn, it is crappy now that I'm thinking about it. Hey, Jackie's here. Good to see Jackie. Thanks for dropping on in to the old driver's lounge. Good to see you. Let's see here. Jolie says hi at Mike H. That's Joel. That would be Joel. As well as in Rob 4419 teachers too. That one I really don't get. Yeah. Well, there's a lot I don't get. I was a former union member. I was a union shop steward, back in the 90s. God, that was a long time ago, huh? I think about it. Almost 30 years ago or whatever. I was a shop steward, and I would have to handle people's grievances. And when you're talking to someone, you have conversations, whatever, and you don't actually talk maybe politics, or you don't, say I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat. But when you talk to them, you know what they are. Like if they're putting down the Democrats or they're putting down Clinton or whatever at the time, right? And then you just know, oh, this is a Republican, and you're thinking like, okay, you're a union member, and yet you support a party, the Republican Party, that would love nothing more than to do away with all unions. That's the kind of thing that always, going back to the 90s, that really kind of I found perplexing. Being a union member, being a Republican union member, when the Republicans have done everything in their power to diminish and to demonize and to wipe out unions. It makes no sense to me. Rob 4419, Harris had plans. Trump had nothing but to give more tax cuts. And there's all of these Nobel Prize winning economists. And there are even, like, I guess you'd call right-wing economists and everything. They're coming out and saying that the Harris, her economic plans will continue to see prosperity. The prosperity that we're seeing under Biden that it will grow and even get better under Harris, and that the Trump so-called plans will lead us into certainly a recession, a great recession, and possibly even a depression. That Trump's plans will crash the economy. And these are coming from experts, and many of them are right-wing or Republican or conservative, however you want to label it. That's the type of news I guess we need to get out too in these next 60 days. Especially for these independents. Because the independents, I mean, I guess they're the ones that really do sway the elections. Because for the most part, Democrats are going to vote for Democrats and Republicans are going to vote for Republicans, even though, and we've seen, you know, I mean, there's only so many Liz Cheneys and Jimmy McCain's, you know, I mean, and we have seen a big sort of defection of Republicans going over to show support to Kamala Harris. How that figures on a national basis or in the big picture of the party, I'm not really sure, but traditionally, I guess, or historically, the independents are the ones that decide, at least for president, you know, a national office like that. So we got to get, I guess, the word out to the independents about, you know, a Trump administration is going to crash the economy, and a Biden administration is going to only further improve the economy, and we're going to be on our way to just another 8 years of prosperity. Mr. Spock says, I was a union VP. I wanted to find out the corruption going on. I was too honest, and they gave me the mushroom treatment. I don't know what the mushroom treatment is. But now I want a pizza with mushrooms on it. Stephen Sayers says, I messed up not only mine, but yours too. I didn't get through my thick head. I don't know what that's about. Jeff Curry, Nick Rich. Hey, Nick Rich, I swear he wrote that song about me and his mom, but he was only 7. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I guess I missed something in the talking about threads. The thread of that conversation. I don't know. You guys are talking about the song. Robert Perez, The Dog Days of Summer. Stephen Sayers, I was trying to say hi in Discord. I didn't do something right or did it wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let me go back to Discord real quick. Let me see what's going on over here. I see, and I saw Roxanne and Azolda Zinn and Jolie. That's all I see. Oh, I think it may have just updated. It says new members. I see. Everyone welcome. Stephen Sayers. So Steve Sayers is over there in Discord. I waved at you, Steve. And now my iPad. There it goes. Let's see if I can get that caught up. But I saw you in there, Steve. So you are in there. Roxanne's just tried Discord. Oh wait, I think it went down. Okay. Whenever I leave and come back, it does that. Mike H, if you say so, Chugger John. Whatever, Mike H. We know you're a big fake, phony fraud, so whatever. Chad Bostic's here. Hey, that's funny about reaching out to independents because last time I mentioned I vote for Democrats and Republicans in here, I was attacked. Oh, I know, Chad. You're just so attacked. No, independents are important. I don't know if you meant to have a comma in between no and independence. Like no, independents aren't. Wait. Oh no, but you have a question mark. Anyhow, Chad, I know you're just so picked on. You're so attacked. Poor Chad always gets attacked. Always plays the victim. And he's probably going to accuse me of attacking him right now. Whatever. I also said earlier, if you were watching earlier, that independents need to grow some balls and pick a party. But, you weren't here then probably. Mr. Spock says 8 months before contract talks, the union president came around and got everyone's birth date. I asked why. He said for their records, then a contract time for the union convicted us to give up the pension. Huh. Still don't know what that has to do with mushrooming, but whatever. Trivia Cat, say hi to Midas Gang. Love the channel at Midas Kevin Anderson. Oh yeah, say hi to the Midas Gang. Cinema regards from Trucker John. Route 4419, they believe a recession empowers the GOP and then enacts terrible policies. In chaos, you can steal. I stole that from Randy Rhoads. But it's true. In chaos, you can steal. They like chaos. They like creating chaos. They like turmoil. They like when everyone's hair is on fire because they can steal a bunch of shit and get away with it for the most part. It seems like. Tim Farrell says Trump calls that revert cyclopsy. That sounds like something Trump would say. I feel like I'm sinking in my chair here after sitting in here for 2 hours and 12 minutes. Steve Sayre says football season is upon us. Yes, it is. You betcha. This weekend we're getting going. We're getting it going. Chad Bostic says now. All right. Now. Robert Perez, stretch your eggs and stretch them hammy. Yes, it's about time to get some stretching in. Chad Boss, I'm not saying poor me, I'm pointing out hypocrisy. I think you're pointing out that you're kind of a baby. Anyhow, let's see. Steve Sayre says, give up your pension, Mr. Spock. Mr. Spock says, when we got the money, it was determined on your age. Most people got or lost money. Only 3 old guys got more. I figured over 10 years it was about 200 to 300K stolen from us. Yeah, that sucks. Anyhow, Chad, I hope you're voting for Kamala Harris. That's all I got to say about that. Because if you're voting for Trump, then I really have to question your motives, I guess. Hey, Chad Boswick. Look at there, Chad. You son of a bitch. Chad gifted 10 memberships. Well, thank you, Chad. I appreciate the support of the show. And I do appreciate it. And look at there. We got all those good folks that got these memberships. So thank you so much. I do appreciate it. No hate here. I don't hate you, Chad. But I just, call it how I see it, Rob 4419 says Kimmel rips Lindell apart. So funny. Roxanne says, nice, Chad. Yep, that was very nice of you, Chad. But I still wonder who you. I just want to know who you voting for. Since we're on this real buddy relationship here, me and Chad, we're buddies now. I want to know who you're voting for. It's no secret. I'm voting for Kamala Harris. I just want to know who are you voting for, Chad? You're an independent, and I wonder. You say you're an independent. I wonder. I just wonder who you're voting for. And Chad says, I don't hate you either, John. I don't not spell my name Jon. Jon is short for Jonathan. My name is not Jonathan. But anyhow, I'm good with agreeing to disagree. I'm not sure who I'm voting for, but I'm in Illinois, so it don't matter. It does matter. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if a candidate or they get all this kind of voter information, and if they see that a certain percentage of independents voted for Trump or voted for Kamala Harris, I know that's important information to have. And if you don't vote, if you sit it out, I don't know. I just think it's important to vote, whether you live in a blue state or a red state, and you think this vote's not going to matter that way or that way. I say vote no matter what. I mean, vote in every election. Don't sit out any elections. I'm not in favor of sitting out elections just because you think your vote doesn't matter or isn't going to make a difference. Just vote. And if you're voting, I think you should vote. Now, let me just go down here. Chad says, I don't want Trump or Harris, honestly. Okay, so you don't want Trump and you don't want Harris. So who the fuck do you want? Like a unicorn? Are you one of the unicorn voters? I mean, look, you only get two choices. We only have two choices. That's just the way it is. There's the Republican nominee and the Democratic nominee, and that's the only two choices we're ever going to have. At least that's all we've ever had, and that's all. It's always been two main parties, right? Whatever they were called. They may have changed names back, 200 years ago or whatever, but it's basically been two major parties. And the way it has been for the last 100 years or whatever, it's been Republican or a Democrat. That's just the way it is. So I don't know. I think you're showing me that you're the typical independent, this sort of wishy-washy independent who thinks that there's some sort of magical unicorn out there that they're going to vote for. You got two choices. It's either Trump or Harris. There's no magical unicorn for you to vote for. And it really couldn't be any more different of choices. It's not like maybe in past years you had, I don't know, a Republican and Democrat. I can't think of a really good example, but they were maybe kind of close, or they weren't so polar opposite. But I think with Trump going against even if it was Biden or Harris, it's so clear cut the differences that I don't know how it could be really a tough choice, one way or the other. Chad says, I lean Trump over Harris, but not decided. So you're leaning Trump because apparently you like a total nincompoop running the country. Apparently you like that when a president increases the national debt by what, $7 trillion, the most of any president ever in combined in history, I guess you like that shit. I guess you like a president that lowers taxes on the top 1%, but then ends up what's going to be raising taxes for the working class people. I guess you like that. I'm not really sure what you like about Trump. There really isn't anything to like about, to even lean towards Trump. Besides the fact that he's a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, he's about to go down for vote tampering or election interference in Georgia. He's about to go down for stealing top secret documents. So I'm not sure why you're leaning to Trump. And when we've seen Kamala Harris in her proposals, her policy positions, like I just said, Nobel Prize winning economists have come out and said this will be a great thing. She is going to lead America into great prosperity, and that the Trump plans will lead us into a crashed economy. I guess you like crashed economies. I don't know. I don't know. I guess if that's your thing, then Trump's your guy. You know? Did I see Kimchi? Kimchi's here. Hey, good to see Kimchi. Says hugs guys on the phone with KP to get meds for infected tooth. Is that Kaiser Permanente? Or I don't know. But all right, Kimchi. Hope you get that going. I don't know what's going on with Jolie and Chad. I guess they're joking back and forth. I like Nikki Haley. Okay, she's out, Chad. Nikki Haley's out. We're down to Trump or Harris. Okay? Nikki Haley's out. Chad Fodder, if you pigeonhole me, I'd say Trump. Again, you like crashed economies. You like mishandling of pandemics. Then I guess that's your guy. I guess that's your guy. I'm just skipping on down here. Rob 4419, his transparency has been exposed. Chad Boswick, simply put, the lives of people around me were better under Trump than Biden and Harris. That's all, I suppose. So you're trying to tell us here in this chat room, the Trucker John Drivers Lounge chat room, that this is the same Trucker John that would hypothetically tell Russia to shove millions of dollars up their ass if they tried to bribe me. But so you're in here in this chat room right now, Chad Bostic, and you're trying to tell me that things were better for you and your family or people around you, that it was better under Trump than it has been under Biden and Harris. Do you care to elaborate? Because at this point, I'm calling bullshit. Hey, Terry Taylor's here. Good to see Terry. Thank you for being here. Terry says, hey, TJ and Chatters. Oh, by the way, Trump is also a Putin puppet. Yeah, I even actually, I've said during the show, I actually said that already. I actually did say that earlier. So Terry Taylor and I, we are simpatico. Here's wishful thinking happy woman in the chat. Good to see you. Wishful thinking happy woman says, good afternoon. I was ecstatic when Liz Cheney said she was voting for Harris. And I was too, even though I'm not a huge Liz Cheney fan, particularly because she's a Republican, and I know she's against, women being able to choose, make their own, reproductive choices, and that's a huge, huge issue. But the fact that she's coming out and publicly endorsing Kamala Harris, I think is pretty huge. It's a pretty huge deal. Mike H., otherwise known as Joel the Troll. I like that from Nick Rich. How did Trump mishandle the pandemic? Well, if you listen to the Bob Woodward tape, he admitted as much. He admitted that he was intentionally mishandling the pandemic. He threw out the pandemic response book, or whatever you call it, that the Obama administration had made. He just tossed it out and said, fuck that shit. He hoarded whatever PPE there was, wouldn't let the states get it that needed it, the ventilators. He was really, really slow on getting vaccines out. He promoted fucking very, very dangerous remedies that resulted in some deaths of people. Trying to take fish tank cleaner and shit like that. That's how he fucking mishandled it, Joel. I'm just skipping down, guys, because I'm going to be ending the show pretty quickly here, or pretty soon, I guess. But you guys keep chatting. You guys are awesome, and we just keep getting some great chats in here. Torbicat says, I can't believe anyone's life was better under 45. Also, putting 45 over our country and support of our allies. Mike H. says, my life was better under Trump. Would you care to elaborate, Joel? Chad says, yes, the people I know, both liberal and conservative, were holistically better off under Trump. Absolutely. Their money went much farther than it does today. So their money went further. Was that when they were under lockdown and, nobody was really doing anything anyhow? I'm not sure. What do you mean? You do know that inflation is down to 2.5%. Wages are up at all-time high. Unemployment is down to all-time lows. I mean, I think you're full of shit. Anyhow, Chad says, I personally am not better or worse off under Trump or Biden. My wife and I do well for ourselves and children. Chad, I think you're just listening to the right-wing bubble about how. See that getting back to this whole DOJ thing about the Russian influence. That's part of the Russian influence campaign, is to make sure that you never, ever, ever, to these Tim Pools and these people on Rumble and other things are going to come out, Tucker Carlson, whatever. You never, ever, 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 ever say how great the Biden economy is. Never. All you talk about, what you're supposed to say is that this is a terrible economy, that inflation is so high, and that wages are low. You're supposed to basically say the opposite of the truth. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's what the right-wing media has been doing, and that's what Chad, I think, is listening to, and probably Mike H., otherwise known as Joel. It is this massive, massive, massive disinformation and influence campaign by the Russians. That is what you are listening to, Joel and Chad. And that's why you think that things were better then and worse now, because you're living in opposite world to, now I'm stealing from Nicole Sandler, who was kind of stealing from George Orwell, I guess. But, hey, it's all amongst friends here, so we're all good. But I guess that's all I got to say about that. Paul Sharkymanian is here. I'm going to get to Paul. Thanks for being here. For Paul jumping in here in the chat. Good to see you. This is our friend from England. He says, and he has a cowboy voice. He says, "Hi, TJ and truckers. I'm getting a bit pissed off with the British media. They keep saying that Crunt is neck and neck with Kamala. What the fuck? Respect and dignity is the winning formula." Well, it is kind of neck and neck. In national polls, Kamala has jumped out, I guess, to a 5 or 6 point lead. But unfortunately, in America, we have a thing called the Electoral College. Okay, so that's really what's important. The swing states. Where is she in the swing states? Where is she in these important states? And it is pretty neck and neck. But we are seeing a definite swing where going from Biden, who was behind, to Kamala Harris, who's drawn even or even ahead in a lot of these races. So there's a big point swing for Kamala Harris. But overall, I would say it is kind of neck and neck. I mean, it is pretty close, and it probably shouldn't be. Jolie says, what Chad loves most of all is women being second-class citizens and lack of full health care in red states that have banned abortion. Torby Cat says, I think if your life isn't much better under Biden, they need to see a financial planner. Here's wishful thinking happy woman says that Chad, if you value... Now look at guys, I know you guys aren't attacking Chad. We're just having, I think, a nice conversation. But Chad is going to see these as attacks. But I just want to tell you right now, he's going to see, every time you say at Chad, he's going to take that as an attack. But I do think you guys are being very respectful. But I'm just giving you a warning, a heads up. Chad will come back and say, why are you all attacking me? Anyhow, wishful thinking happy woman says that Chad, if you value your daughter's granddaughter, please don't vote Trump. Being serious. Exactly. Women are bleeding out. Women are dying because they can't get the fucking care they need, all because of these goddamn abortion bans and these other I can't say the word misoprostol thing or whatever. These drugs that have been used in emergency rooms for women who are bleeding out after giving birth, and now they can't give that. That's not on their. They're not allowed to have that anymore in some of these states, like Texas or whatever. Look, I'm not a doctor. I don't know all the terms. I don't know all the procedures. But neither do most of these goddamn senators and House representatives, these politicians. They're not doctors either. Most of them are fucking lawyers. And a lot of them are shitty lawyers. But they shouldn't be telling the medical community how to fucking treat people and treat women and with their health needs and health care. And that's what voting for Trump does, and voting for Republicans does. It gets women killed. It gets people killed. between the abortion issue and the gun issue, the Republicans and the people who vote for Republicans, you've got an awful lot of goddamn blood on your hands. Hey, look, Chad. Chad says, I have a wife and 2 daughters, Jolie. My women come first in my life. They don't see abortion like you do. But the thing is, it's not just about abortion. It's about health care. There's so much more to this than just abortion that's being affected. It's about being able to treat conditions and to treat health issues and emergencies. And doctors and hospitals are being handcuffed now. And as a result of that, women are dying. It used to be I could just say, hey, look, if you don't agree with abortion, then fine, don't get one. If your wife and your daughters are anti-abortion, then fine, they don't have to get one. But now it's much more than that. It's not just about saying, don't get an abortion if you don't want one. Now it's about saying, hey, look, there are women that they need health care, and it's mushrooming out. It's talking about mushroom. It's to other aspects of health care. It's not just about abortion. These religious zealots, these religious fanatics, the right-wing evangelical zealot fanatics are getting women killed. And people like you, Chad, are supporting those people, whether you know it or not. So you say you lean towards Trump. Joel, you are the one that is full of it, because you're not even, Mike H is not even your real fucking name. I go by Trucker John, but there's no secret that my name is John Fowler. I don't hide. Trophy Cat, better not have it a ectopic pregnancy. There are so many complications that can happen during pregnancy and during delivery. And now doctors are afraid that they're going to get hauled off to jail if they do something that some of these right-wing... And the thing, yeah, and then Trump, talking about in Florida, I guess there was the one of their in their state propositions or whatever about making Roe v. Wade the the law of Florida or whatever, and he was kind of like him and Han about it, and the right-wing evangelical zealot fucking fanatics, they sure fucking came out, didn't they? They're fanatics, man. And then of course Trump had to like go, oh yeah, I'm not voting for it. Look, there's one thing about you can be religious, you can be a Christian, you can be whatever. But whatever it is, whether it's Christianity or Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever the fuck, if you're a fanatic, if you're a fanatic, zealot, radical, extremist, then that's not good. Wishful thinking, happy woman. Yeah, I lost cousin, 7 friends, a best friend. Kimchi says, Chad, turn off Fox. Chad says, I hate Fox. Kimchi. Wait, look at, we've got something in common. Chad and I both hate Fox. So we've got common ground. Look at there. See there? Chad Boswell says inflation is 30% higher today than 4 years ago. Have you seen what the inflation rate is at now? It's at 2.5%. So you're telling me the inflation rate was 40 times lower than that 4 years ago? Now, 4 years ago, in September of 2020, who was president, by the way? Like I said, I just did a video where I bought some eggs, an 18 carton package of eggs. Now, granted, it was on sale. I got it for, I think it was $3.99. I think the regular price was about $6, maybe, for 18 count of grade A eggs. I keep hearing about people who are saying how eggs are like $18 or something. I don't know. Jeff Curry, opposite day stolen from SpongeBob. Well, SpongeBob stole that from George Orwell then. Or opposite day. I didn't say opposite day. I said opposite world or something. I don't know. Anyhow, that's how far about. I'm really far behind in this chat, apparently. Terry Taylor about talking about greedflation. Yeah, and I've talked about greedflation many times on this chat, on this live stream. That basically corporations, big grocery corporations, retail corporations, whatever, they're making record profits, all-time profits, like they've never seen before. And they just raise prices even though they don't need to. And so if you're seeing higher prices, you can blame the greedy corporations for their greedflation. Kim Shea says, Chad, you're lying. Inflation is so low, the Fed is dropping interest rates. That's right. That's right. Nick Rich, 2 months until November? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been just skipping down, so I know I've been skipping a lot of your chats, but I got to skip down because I'm going to be signing off here in a minute. It says Chad says, props John on the real name. This is my name, and I don't hide either. Yeah, and I was referring to Mike H., whose real name is Joel P., I believe. Cian says, sounds like poison and we don't need it. He thinks he has money and that is the cause. He said he's doing well, and I will make wild guess a whole lot of races too. Yeah, I don't know. Kimchi says, Chad, it isn't about you. Harris is thinking of all America. You rich fucks are about only yourself. Yeah, I don't know if Chad is rich or whatever, but I don't really see how anyone who pays any attention to what's going on, any modicum of attention to the things that are going on in America today, and if we saw what Trump did in his time as president, and I don't know how you could deny that things have gotten so much better economically for America since Biden became president. It's like a complete turnaround. I mean, even economists, right-wing economists, are saying that the Biden administration has had a great economy. I don't know how you could not see that. Unless you're just so biased that you just can't see it. I don't know. Hey, there's Jose Barrios. Good to see Jose. Thanks for being here in the driver's lounge. I hope you hit the like, subscribe, and share buttons. Says, did you see Alan Lichtman's prediction of the election? I have not seen it. I remember seeing Lichtman earlier, but I haven't seen lately on that. So, what did he predict? Yeah, so Kimchi says, Chad, it was 6% when Trump left. You were lying. Why are you lying? Yeah, I think the highest we got, and this is like coming out of the pandemic, supply chain issues, supply chain shock from the pandemic. I think the highest we got, I think we might have hit 9%. I don't think we ever got into double digits. Meanwhile, most of Europe and all the industrial countries across the world, they were seeing 15%, 20%, and even higher rates of inflation. And we never got above 9, and then we started going down steadily to the point where we're at like 2.5. So, yeah, we went through a thing called the fucking pandemic. And we had inflation, and we had greedflation because companies were making profits hand over fist. But to say you did better under Trump, that you were doing better and your money went further, maybe that is because you already had money and you could take advantage of the fact that no one was doing anything. Everybody was sitting at home, and so you had some, gas was cheap or something. I don't know. Torby Cat says the minimum wage in my state is $7.25 an hour. It hasn't gone up in 20 years. So what needs to be increased to do the high cost of living if these manufacturers, who, by the way, get tax cuts, don't lower prices? Yeah, minimum wage needs to be. I know there's a big fight for 15 and all that kind of stuff. Minimum wage needs to be probably 22, 25. Something like that. I'm just skipping down, guys. I'm skipping down a lot of chats because we're approaching the end here of the show. Oh, it's 11:59. Yeah, I know a lot of people want to jump over to Randy Rhodes here in a bit. But this has been a great conversation. I appreciate Chad coming in. And I appreciate everyone. I think you guys have been pretty respectful. But hopefully, Chad, you think so? I mean, we can agree to disagree, or we can have a conversation. We can have an argument. We can argue these issues. I hope you don't take it as an attack. I think for the most part, I think we've been pretty respectful. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe. Hopefully. I do see that Kimchi called you an absolute dolt. But hey, that's Kimchi. She's and Kimchi. I love Kimchi. So you know. But I'm moving. I'm going to end the show. And there's a lot of. I know there's a lot of great chat that you guys have been going on here back and forth that I kind of glossed over. And I don't mean to give short shrift to any of these great comments that you guys have been doing and going. I just want to say thank you all for being here. Thank you, Chad Boswick, for being here. I appreciate you. And I thank you for Kim Chi and everybody, minus Kevin. I'm just looking at chats. Jolie, thank you so much for modding for me and having my back and dropping those links and all that stuff earlier. Chad says it's all good, no hate here. So, sorry for the cough. So okay, you're okay. You're okay. I'm okay. Kimchi hates liars. Okay, and yeah. Torby Cat says thank you. All right, guys. So all right, I'm gonna come back on at 3. So that's like 3 hours from now. I'm gonna do a little House Sparks pre-show warm-up for about an hour. If you guys want to hang out with me as we get ready for the House Sparks show, I look forward to seeing you then. And thanks, guys, for being here. Thanks for all the likes, the subscribe, the sharing. Thanks for all the support. I know that Chad did the memberships. We had Fancy, Nick Rich 56 gifted a membership. Fancy gifted a few there, and Chad did the 10. I want to thank you guys all so much for your support, for being here. Thanks for the likes, the subscribes, the shares, all that. Just going back to all messages. And thanks for being here. I hope to see you guys at 3. I'll do a little notify me thing up in a little bit here or whatever. Make sure you hit the notification so that hopefully that helps. And hopefully I'll see you guys at 3. And let's see, did I get everything on here that I was going to do? Oh, well, here's one meme I didn't put up that we didn't really talk about. I guess I could have saved this for the 3 o'clock show. But it says, let this sink in. The new Taliban ruler of Afghanistan was in prison until Trump let him out in 2018. I guess I was going to talk. There was some things I was going to kind of talk about the Afghanistan. It's a whole different thing. Maybe we can talk about that at 3 o'clock, or maybe that's just water under the bridge. But I know there's been a lot of talk. People always want to bring up about how Biden botched the Afghanistan withdrawal, and yet he got us out, man. And no other president did that, and I think he deserves praise and for that, or at least thanks for that. And we saw that it was kind of sabotaged, or tried to be sabotaged by Trump. He let out these Taliban leaders. I mean, Trump claims to be this great, destroyer of the Taliban or whatever, but it's all bullshit. Anyhow, okay, guys, look, I don't want to get off on a whole other thing. It's 12 o'clock. We're going to see you over at Randy Rhodes Show, and I'll see you guys in the chat over there. I'll see you guys right back here on YouTube, Trucker John channel at 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's less than 3 hours now, so I'll see you then. In the meantime, I'll probably be spending the whole 3 hours just stretching and trying to get my hammies loose.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the truck at John last Street. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is